Hey everybody, what's up? Mick Jesse 12,000 here. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. Let's go ahead and get started. Today I'll be doing a video about my top 5 favorite heroes. Earlier I did a video about my top 5 favorite villains. Now I'm doing a video about my top 5 favorite heroes. So, here they are. Number 5 is Jared from Spiderwick, the Spider Chronicles. I totally recommend this series for you guys. It's a children's series, it's a short series, but it's really good, and it's on my opinion, I give it 10 or a 9, maybe a 9 or an 8 actually, but it was totally good. It kept me interested, and it was really good series. The thing about these was about, I don't remember the age limit, so I'm not sure. I have to get back to you guys on that, but it's totally a good series, and I totally recommend it for you guys. Alright, number 5, like I said, it's Jared. Why do I like Jared? One is because of his love for his brother and sister. Even though he did not get along with them, he cared for them and he loved them, and you could tell that throughout the stories, and you could tell that he would not, and he would never betray them in the story. He stuck by them till the end, and that's something I really enjoyed. Okay, number 2 I liked about him was his background, his story before this. It was really good background. I told you guys before, I like stories with background, and I like characters with background. I look for that in a story. I look for that in a book. So that was something I really enjoyed. It helped with his character. It helped with the story. It was really good background. Number four is Peter Shock. He's the main character of the Gideon trilogy. The first book is The Time Travelers. I've only read that book, so I don't know what the others are like. He's the main character, or at least he was in The Time Travelers. I believe he's the main character in the others. And the reasons why I enjoyed him was his relationship with Gideon. There were 3 main characters in this. Gideon was one of the other 2, and I really enjoyed his relationship with Gideon. They were not friends at first, but then they grew as great friends, as best friends in the end, and I enjoyed that in that character, and that was one of my favorite things about this book series, about this book. And the other thing I liked about this character was his relationship with Tarman. Tarman's the main villain, and even though he did not know him beforehand, you could tell immediately they were enemies, they were villains, one on the other side, one on the other. Peter Shock was good, Tarman was evil. They did not like each other, they could not get along, and you could tell that they were rivals in the story. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed how the story built up on that. I liked that in his character. The other things I liked about there was lots of things I liked about these characters, and I hope you guys, I just can't do a whole video about it because this video will be too long. But if you want to hear me talk more about this series, you can check out my video. I'll leave a link down below. It was my past video one of my past videos I talked about it. My number three is Estus from Chronicles of Narnia. I really enjoyed was how he came into Narnia. He was not the main character of the series in the beginning. Like the movies, he came in. The first introduction of him was in The Dawn Treader, and I really enjoyed him in that story. I enjoyed that repentance arc, that story of how he Basically, before he was not a nice guy, he was a mean cousin. And so I really enjoyed that repentance arc, how Aslan was able, how Aslan changed him to, and helped him grow into and it grew him into the character I enjoy and love. And I really enjoy him in that repentance story, and of how he came to love Aslan. He cared. That's number 2 I liked about him, was how he loved Aslan. You could tell after Aslan changed him, he cared about Aslan. He loved him and he wanted to follow him. He cared about Aslan, and I enjoyed that in his character. And number 2, second favorite hero is Chuck from Maze Runner. Okay, the Maze Runner series, Chuck was not the main character like the movies. It was Thomas as the main character, but Chuck was in the first book, and he wasn't shown in the later on books. I'm not going to spoil anything what had happened with his character, but they did talk about him in a little bit in some of the other books, but he wasn't really in the other books. And so in my opinion, Chuck was a hero in this story, in the Maze Runner. He may have not been the main character, but he was definitely a hero in the story. There wasn't just one hero, of course, but he was one of the heroes, and I enjoyed him. He's probably my favorite character in the Maze Runner series. I really enjoyed Chuck. His loyalty and his care for Thomas was the main 2 reasons I enjoyed him, but of course there were more. And I really enjoyed that in his character. His loyalty towards Thomas and towards the team. His care for Thomas. He loved Thomas. He cared about Thomas. He would never betray him. He loved him as a friend. He loved him he was his best friend, and he cared for him. And I enjoyed that in his character. The last one, my last hero on the list, and of course I have loads of heroes, and actually this list was harder to make than my last list, because this list, there are so many heroes, and there's only a handful of those heroes I really, really enjoy. I love these types of heroes, but there are definitely way more heroes that I could mention about, and this video could go on and on talking about them, but I can't have this video go on for that long. But here is the last hero on this list. His name is Marvin. He's from the Masterpiece book. Masterpiece is not a book series, it's its own standalone book. And I was honestly disappointed it did not get a sequel. I enjoyed his character. He's the ant, and the story is that he's an ant, and there was a boy named James, and they become friends, and they communicate with each other. And I enjoyed him in that his friendship with James is really good, and it helped him with his character, and it helped James with his character. And I enjoyed his friendship. He was loyal to James. He cared about James. He loved James as his best friend, and he cared about James so much that he would do anything for him. Same with James, he would do anything for his friend Marvin. And I loved that in his character. The other reason I liked Marvin was because of his artistic abilities. His artistic abilities definitely helped him grow as a character. It definitely helped with the story a lot, and I enjoyed that in his character. Now, there were definitely way more reasons I enjoyed him. Not just these 2, but these were 2 of the main reasons why I enjoyed him. If you want me to talk more about this book, I'll gladly make a video about it, or any of these books that I talked about. If you want me to make another video talking about one individual, I can do that. Let me know what you guys think about these books. Let me know what your thoughts about. Let me know what your favorite heroes in fiction are. And I'll see you all around.